I speak to people who can comprehend and who can understand and who can reason. The comments I'm seeing from 90% of those who are disagreeing with me are incapable of understanding what I say. So I'm not speaking to you. Thank you very much.
You're watching the Final Takeaways podcast edition. It's Wednesday and it's hump day, and I just wanted to bring you a quick video, sort of on the lighter side of things, but about a serious issue. And of course, it features your Attorney General, Anil Nandlall. Well, what had happened was, Guyana's Attorney General, Anil Nandlall, has had it with some individuals who follow his social media pages, particularly his Facebook page. While speaking at his weekly Issues in the News program, the AG paused and unleashed a series of descriptive words towards those he calls online toxic, ignorant, abusive trolls who are getting paid by the opposition to target him. Let's hear the AG in his own words.
Persons who don't wish to hear what I have to say, persons who don't wish to see what I have to say, they are not invited to be part of my Facebook page and programs. That an army of political trolls and fake account holders have been unleashed on my Facebook page in recent times. Obviously, directed centrally by a political party who take umbrage with what I have to say as Attorney General. And they have unleashed an unusually high degree of ignorance and toxic ignorance and cussing and personal attack and abuse on my page.
So, the Attorney General took special time out to denigrate those he calls opposition trolls and toxic followers. In summary, if you don't like what the AG has to say, then swipe left.
You don't have to come here and listen to what I say. But we can, civilly disagree.
But he has a point. He does have a valid point, if we're being honest here. And I'm speaking specifically to the part where he says that these individuals keep coming back. And I'm speaking from a position of being a social media influencer myself. I've also heard a lot of social media influencers sharing similar sentiments in regard to trolls. Well, individuals they determine are trolls based on their behavior on their social media pages or their YouTube channel or TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Tell me this, if someone doesn't like a particular content, channel, reporter's voice, social media influencer or whatnot, why do they keep coming back? Why do they keep tuning in? It defies logic that somebody who doesn't like you as a social media influencer or doesn't like your channel or doesn't like your content or doesn't like your opinion or your view on a particular subject matter will take special time out of their day to find you on social media, to target you, to call you all sorts of names, and the list goes on. So from the point of view of being a social media influencer in some sense myself, I can understand the point that Nandlall is making. Like I said, that type of conduct, that type of social media behavior from what we think what's supposed to be adults defies logic. Usually there is a motive of some sort behind that type of consistent, insistent social behavior.
I saw the Vice President said people were stupid and he got into some problems, but there are people who are stupid. Large number of them. All I'm saying, just keep away from my page.
So you heard everything Nandlall has to say. He's expressed his feelings about what's going on his pages. Okay, cool. However, we're talking about the Attorney General here. He's not just a random social media user or social media influencer. He's the Attorney General of Guyana. He is someone who holds high office. Therefore, we have to ask, was all of this necessary? Is this how a legal professional, let alone the head of the Attorney General's office, should conduct himself? Should conduct himself in public? Please tell me your views in the comment section. Not only about the Attorney General's statements, But if you are a social media influencer yourself, if you have a following, a large following, if you have a YouTube channel, and you have been the subject or the target of online trolls, sliding into your comment section or your DM and saying very mean things about you or whatever it is they're talking about, or the content you're posting simply because they disagree with your point of view. Yeah, so tell me in the comment section. What needs to be understood here is this. When you're operating in the social media domain, criticisms will come. You bet your bottom dollar. It is practically inescapable, save and except you turn off comments or you block comments, okay? You've got to have thick skin to function in the social media world. You can't be sensitive. You can't react and respond to everything someone says in disagreement with you. You will go crazy trying to respond to all the negativity that can come your way. And it don't even matter. You could be a great social media influencer, and people will still find a reason to come and attack what you're saying or what you're supporting or their perception of who or what you're supporting. Okay? So that's something you cannot get away from if you're going to be engaging the public. At the same time, you're going to also receive praise. People are going to praise your work. So it's not always criticism. So if you're happy to take the praise, then be happy to take the criticisms. And sometimes criticisms can hurt some people. It all depends on who you are. There is destructive criticism and constructive criticism, okay? What I call positive feedback, constructive criticism. And depending on who you are, depending on your personality type, negative criticism or what you may interpret as negative criticism can be bothersome. However, again, once you get into this social media territory as a public figure, as a social media influencer, you have to be able to deal with that type of stuff without unleashing hell on your followers or subscribers, etc., etc. Because at the end of the day, people are entitled to have their own views and opinions and to disagree, whether you agree to their disagreement or whether or not you're happy about what they said. More importantly, as a public figure representing a high office and the country, Guyana, you've got to be circumspect. Once you open this door, it's not easy to close it. Trolls will be trolls. Trolls will troll. That's why they're called trolls. But not every disagreement or dissent with anything we say as a social media influencer or politician or public figure needs a response. You're going to open a very, very dangerous door. The moment you get defensive, you lash out at or you go toe-to-toe with those who hold a different or unique view from yours, you're opening the door and setting yourself up for a showdown in the comment section. The point is, you've got to read the room. Understand the territory in which you're operating. Understand that society has evolved and that social media can be a super harsh environment to operate in, especially as a public figure, where there are independent media out here that are waiting to critique your every move, your every statement, your work, everything, even your personal life sometimes. So yes, social media is definitely not a place for sensitive individuals, people who are easily offended. You've got to have thick skin. You've got to be able to just brush it off and move on, you know? So in summary, you cannot wear your feelings on your sleeves. As Guyanese say, don't come to crab dance if you don't want to get mud. Did I say that right? Did I say it right? Okay.
Stay away from me. Stay away from this page. Take your toxicity elsewhere.
Anywho's, you heard the AG loud and clear. Stay off the man's page if you are a troll.